Welcome to Rajasthan, a land legendary for its history, now engineering the future of power. This is the story of a massive transformation, a comprehensive roadmap detailing how India's desert state is shifting from a conventional thermal foundation into a premier 90-gigawatt clean energy ecosystem by the year 2030. To understand this shift, let's look at the energy taxonomy matrix. For decades, the grid relied on the left side of this matrix, conventional sources like thermal power, petroleum, and traditional hydropower. Today, Rajasthan is executing a strategic transition toward the right, tapping into non-conventional, massive renewable resources like solar and wind, alongside non-renewable anchors like nuclear energy, to completely redefine its power portfolio. Let's ground ourselves in the data from December 2024, where the state's total installed capacity stood at over 26,300 megawatts. While state-driven thermal energy formed the baseline at 7,830 megawatts, a renewable surge was already underway. Together, solar and wind power accounted for nearly 38% of the grid, driving the single highest annual renewable growth rate in all of India. Every powerhouse needs a foundation, and Rajasthan's conventional baseline is built on thermal power, concentrated heavily in the Barmer, Bikaner, and Kota belts. At the peak sit massive supercritical plants like Suratgarh, the state's largest with 8 units delivering 2,820 megawatts, alongside Chabda, Kawai, and Kali Sindh. The mid-tier includes historic projects like Kota, the state's very first thermal plant established in 1983. At the base, unique specialty initiatives like Giral mark the state's sole underground lignite project. Water also plays a vital role. Rajasthan's hydropower network flows through 3 strategic streams. Stream 1 consists of state-owned projects, led by the 140-megawatt Anas project in Banswara. Stream 2 comprises critical interstate joint ventures, including the Mahi Bajaj Sagar plant, whose entire 140-megawatt output is dedicated to empowering tribal areas. Finally, Stream 3 leverages central government allocations from major northern river projects managed by NHPC, pulling steady power directly into the state grid. To bridge the gap between variable renewables and a steady grid, Rajasthan utilizes a potent nuclear catalyst. The state's first nuclear plant at Rawatbhata in Chittorgarh expanded significantly in September 2024, when Unit 7 went online, adding 700 megawatts and pushing the site toward its 1880 megawatt target. Looking forward, the proposed Banswara project aims to add a massive 2800 megawatts of atomic capacity, ensuring a rock-solid, emission-free baseload. But the true crown jewel of Rajasthan's energy future is solar power. Why does Rajasthan dominate this sector? The answers are geographical. With nearly 325 sunny days a year, intense solar radiation, and vast barren expanses of flat, uncultivable desert land, the state offers the perfect physical canvas. Boasting a staggering maximum solar potential of 142 gigawatts, it has naturally become an absolute magnet for massive global and private sector capital. The ultimate proof of this geographic advantage is the world-renowned Bhadla Solar Park in Phalodi. Spanning 4 distinct phases of joint development involving state entities, IL and FS, and the Adani Group, Bhadla boasts a colossal total capacity of 2,245 megawatts. And this is just the beginning. Neighboring mega hubs like Nok, Dhudsa, and the massive proposed 4,000 megawatt park at Pugal are set to scale these numbers even higher. Turning from the sun to the air, western Rajasthan also hosts a premier wind corridor, with Jaisalmer acting as the absolute epicenter of wind generation. From the historic first project at Amar Sagar to Bada Bagh, the state's largest wind park, the region is humming with activity. It features specialized plants like Kodiasar, dedicated entirely to powering the railways, and cutting-edge hybrid installations combining wind and solar on the same plot. Calculated at 150 meters in height, the state's theoretical wind potential is a staggering 284 gigawatts, backed heavily by infrastructure pioneers like Suzlon Energy. When we compare these two clean energy giants head-to-head, an interesting diagnostic insight emerges. Even though wind power holds a higher theoretical ceiling at 284 gigawatts, solar energy is winning the race on the ground, deploying active grid capacity at a faster and more heavily funded rate. Beyond the elements of sun and wind, Rajasthan is closing the loop on agricultural waste. The biomass energy loop takes local agricultural residues like mustard oil waste and rice husks, processing them in hubs like Sri Ganganagar and Padampur to feed the grid. Meanwhile, the biogas loop utilizes cow dung, converting it via an optimized anaerobic breakdown of 65% methane, 30% carbon dioxide, and 5% hydrogen into clean energy, centered heavily around Udaipur. Managing this vast infrastructure requires a coordinated institutional engine. The apex body, the Rajasthan Renewable Energy Corporation, or RREC, orchestrates policy. Beneath it, a dedicated triad handles the power cycle. RVUNL manages generation, RVPNL oversees transmission across the state grid, and regional discoms handle local distribution. Bringing it all together is the innovative SKAY portal, a digital marketplace directly connecting farmers and landowners with energy project developers. This energy transition isn't just taking place at massive desert mega parks, it's empowering the grassroots consumer. Through the PM Surya Ghar scheme, 5 lakh households are receiving up to 300 units of free monthly electricity via rooftop solar, heavily backed by state subsidies. For the agricultural sector, the revolutionary Kusum Yojana is completely solarizing irrigation via millions of off-grid and grid-connected solar pumps, while the Kisan Mitra Urja Yojana provides direct financial subsidies to slash power costs for farmers. To unify these efforts, the state enacted the Integrated Clean Energy Policy of 2024. This blueprint perfectly aligns Rajasthan with India's national goal of reaching 500 gigawatts of non-fossil energy. It rests on 4 future-ready pillars: building a massive green hydrogen manufacturing ecosystem, deploying advanced energy storage systems for grid security, converting municipal and industrial waste to electricity, and driving economic growth by turning barren wastelands into major employment engines. The ultimate destination? The 2030 horizon. By the turn of the decade, Rajasthan aims to field a phenomenal 90,000 megawatt clean energy ecosystem, comprising 65,000 megawatts of solar, 15,000 megawatts of wind, and 10,000 megawatts of advanced hydro pump storage. From a conventional thermal past to an unstoppable clean energy future, Rajasthan is proudly engineering the definitive blueprint for India's renewable tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment if you enjoyed this quick revision.